was something strange about the old Nebercracker house across the street. When the house becomes a living, breathing monster, DJ enlists his pals Chowder and Jenny to learn the secret that kept the house alive. Suddenly, they find themselves in a hair-raising battle with an unstoppable entity and must save the neighborhood from total devastation. The next DVD is a purchase. Now, I don't remember exactly what happens in each of these. These are old movies. And I wish I could have got the original. But this one is The Brave Little Toaster to the Rescue. And that's the Brave Little Toaster right there. His friend Vacuum Lamp. I don't remember if that's their names, but looks like they have to rescue some cats in this one. Fun-loving electrical appliances from the acclaimed animation hit The Brave Little Toaster are back in an action-packed adventure with 4 all-new songs. This heartfelt and humorous full-length feature Toaster, Blanky, Lampy, Toaster, Blanky, Lampy, Radio, and Kirby, the vacuum cleaner. The beloved household gadgets of college student Rob when Toaster and the gang spark friendship with the playful animals at the veterinary hospital. They soon discover their new pals are about to be sent to a testing laboratory. Through teamwork and combined voltage, they embark on a hilarious rescue to save all the animals, including Sebastian, a wise monkey, and Maisie, a doting mother cat with kittens. Treat your entire family to The Brave Little Toaster to the Rescue. So nostalgic. I think these are like 50 cents, a quarter to 50 cents at this particular library. Okay, I told you guys I got myself a kid's book. I could not resist it. I was looking for books for my son, and he actually ended up getting like all the Pout Pout Fish books because he wants to see the Pout Pout Fish movie. But this one's for me. Spring is here. Hello Kitty. And how cute is that? So yeah, I'm gonna sit down and enjoy my 2 minutes of reading this book. Did you know somebody told me Hello Kitty's a mouse? Now I'm trying to remember, is that true? Is Hello Kitty a mouse? I think she is. Like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. But maybe she is. I don't know. Okay. Now a book that I rented is The Ivory City. This was on my Goodreads. To be read. I wanted, like when it first came out. I'm pretty sure I put it on my is volatile. One day tender, one day murderous. Cromwell helps him break the opposition, but what will be the price of his triumph? Inimitable style, Hilary Mantel's Wolfhall is a darkly brilliant reimagining of the life of Henry VIII. Magnificent, says the Boston Globe. White on Red is probably one of my the hardest to read. White text on red background. I've heard a lot of good things about this one. Winner of the Man Booker Prize in 2009. Now, we've got a rental. Another historical fiction. And second to last book of my haul. This is The Hong Kong Widow. Also, on my Goodreads, Want to Read. My library has a section of like newer books, and that's where I found this one. And I think the Ivory City was there too. By Kristen Leoch. Edgar-nominated author of The Last Russian Doll. I think I have heard of that one. Oh guys, this is a tour de force. A tour de force, tense, emotional, poetic, and utterly unputdownable. We've got yellow on red, which is not any better than white on red. It might even be worse than white on red. Hong Kong, 1953, in a remote mansion. Witnesses insist a massacre took place. The police see nothing but pristine rooms and declared collective hallucination. Until decades later, when one witness returns. 1950s Hong Kong. May is a young refugee of Chinese Communist Revolution, struggling to put her past in Shanghai behind her, when she receives a shocking invitation to take part in a competition for one of the city's most notorious haunted houses, putting 6 spirit mediums against one another in a series of 6 seances over 6 nights. Until a single winner emerges, she has every reason to refuse. Except the hostess, a former Shanghainese silent film star, is none other than the wife of the man who once destroyed May's entire life. It is promised the winner will receive a fortune, but there's only one prize May wants: revenge. So she's got ulterior motives, and that is the Hong Kong Widow. Okay, last book, and this is one that I'm using for my personal curriculum. So I have my notes in it. Actually, I'm not going to take it out because that's also my bookmark. But this is Bad Girls Throughout History. Baddies, if you will. Throughout History by Ann Shen. So far, I think I've taken notes on like Cleopatra, Boudica. What was the first one? Oh, Lilith. But it goes on and on. I think it's like kind of in like a timeline. We've got Jane Austen here, Abigail Adams, Grace O'Malley. See, some of these people I really don't know. Florence Nightingale, Lillian Bland, Martha Graham, Josephine Baker, my girl. I have pictures of Josephine Baker on my wall over here. I have pictures of girl crush, Josephine Baker over there, but this is Josephine Baker, Showgirl and Spy. Look at her banana skirt. I want a banana skirt. Anyways, it's kind of like the women that made history. They pushed up against opposition. They overcame obstacles. They grouped. They did what they had to do. 100 Revolutionary Women. Joan Judson here. Ada Lovelace. 100 Revolutionary Women featured in this gorgeously illustrated book were bad obsessed with like women as pirates. Where do I sign up? I'd never last. But back then I might have. Scientists despise these courageous women achieved unprecedented feats and left a permanent mark on human history. And yes, this is part of my spring curriculum. I have a bunch of women, like women throughout history books, women throughout history,